Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, guys, welcome to the most must-see show on Cardiff City World, nay, Ace Podcast Nation. This is your Flower Hour on a special day of Tuesday, not your normal Wednesday show. Welcome. I am not only here alone, I am joined by the man that some people call Matthew Angel, some people call a co-host for some other show on a channel or something, I don't know. But he is the co-host with the most, Mr. Matthew Angel. How the devil are you all?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Yes, it's rather cold out there, isn't it? But as long as that white stuff stays away, but I'm happy because it's just ball ache, you know. If kids are off school and stuff, it's an absolute nightmare. So as long as that stays away, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't mind it coming on the weekends, because the kids can get out and have a bit of fun. But it's just bonkers if it happens, and you've got to manage to try and get into work. I know you were lucky you could work from home, but now I'm office based. It's just going to be ball ache.
Yeah, it's not ideal. And the thing is, from a selfish point of view as well, I wanted to stay away from a weekend so the kids can play football as well. So. It's one of those things, unfortunately. But yeah, I was quite surprised to see a bit of snow this morning. Obviously, it didn't last long as usual. So
yes.
We are where we are. Let's go. Come on, everyone that loves the white stuff. Thomas Davis straight away. So the way this is going to go out, we will talk a bit about the FA Cup game coming up on Thursday. Few predictions in terms of lineup, results, etc. But then, of course, as everyone knows, in the Flower Hour, we love a quiz. So I do have a FA Cup quiz to share with you all. It isn't predominantly Cardiff-based, so Matthew Angel might be out straight away because there is other teams involved. But yeah, that's the way it's going to roll. So. Before we do, though, mate, I know you mentioned before we went live about the phone-in and a certain person won. So we're trying to track that winner.
The phone-in on Monday evening, fair play, there was a gentleman who joined as a member, and he has gifted another person then who watches the show a free month's membership on Patreon. To the Ace Podcast Nation Cardiff City World channel. But that's all we know is that the individual's name is Andrew. Obviously, he was watching the phone-in on Monday evening. So, Andrew, if you're watching tonight, if you can get in touch with myself, Rob, Sai, on social media or via the email that's connected to the social media platforms, or even drop a comment in here on the chat tonight, just so that we can look back and we can find you. So I can get in touch with you then to arrange your 3 months membership.
Happy days.
Happy days. And on that note as well, I noticed before we come on live, there's another couple of members in that have joined today. So, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. It does go a long way to making sure Sai can do everything that he does and make sure that we continue to go from strength to strength. We are laying the foundations, mate, and we are continuing to build.
True words. Right, so now all that nice soft shit is out of the way. Let's dive straight in then for the game on Thursday. So there was a much changed under 21s team that went out today. A lot of the under 18s took part. Are we expecting come Thursday to be pretty much a build-up of the under 21s with a couple of boys who's been obviously out injured? Kieran Tete, for one, who I believe has been declared fit to play. Are we thinking that's going to be the majority of the lineup on Thursday, would you think?
I think so, but if I'm completely honest, you'll have the likes of a Tete. They'd probably bring him in. I'd like to see him start, and they'd probably let him have an hour, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Gradually get him back into match fitness. I know people, he's not a fan favourite to a certain extent, shall we say. I know a lot of people have got gripes about him, but I'm looking forward to seeing him come back now under Rhys and seeing what he can do, and hopefully he can stay on his feet for a bit longer, and he can add to what we desperately need up front in a goal scorer, because he scored goals for us. Don't get me wrong, not consistently, but I'm looking forward to seeing him back anyway. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and I think that time away might have done him the world of good. Yes, it's unfortunate he's been injured, but I'd like to think that whilst he's been away, he's worked on his game as well. And you touched upon it there with his likeness to hitting the ground like a sack of poo has been a big part of his game. So I'm hoping now that he's come back leaner, stronger, fitter, and more ready to go than he ever was. So, and he has had his negatives around him. There's people who are not most keen on him, which is fair enough, I think, because he's not delivered massively since he's joined. But we got to remember, he's still a young man. He's still a very, very young man developing. And I too, like yourself, mate, I'm keen to see what he brings to the table under new management, under a new regime, what he can deliver, mate.
I know a lot of people have said about him going out on loan, but I don't think we can afford to send him out on loan until we get a replacement in then, should we say. Yeah,
and it's a good segue in fairness, because there's obviously a lot of talk about the lad from, was it Peterborough United, who's been heavily linked. I haven't read the article or anything as yet, but I believe Rhys has actually named him as well. I think he said he's mentioned his name in a positive way. So if that doesn't, we'll come on to that in a second. But you think if someone's naming a player like that, you'd like to think that it's a case of it's as good as done. But then we've been here before. Wasn't Kiefer Moore back last summer named by management? And obviously
I don't take anything as concrete now until it's actually, you see that photo with him with a Cardiff City shirt on. It's I think we've all been and seen that you can't take rumors, and you'll always have rumors and stuff, but until they got that shirt, then it thing is I take everything with a pinch of salt, really, to be fair.
And Jonathan brings up a good point. Yeah, the Tete is out of contract this summer as well, so a loan would be pointless. You're just
pointless if they don't see. I suppose it's different if they see that if Rhys thinks he's got a future at the club, and he thinks he'll benefit more from going out and playing regular and come back and sign a new contract, then I'm all for it. But if they but again, even if he's going to go in the summer, if someone's going to come in and pay his wages, so they say ta-ra type of thing. But, I don't see if we can get a replacement in, I don't see the harm in sending him out on loan, play regular football for 4 or 5 months or whatever it's going to be, and maybe come back like a Mark McGuinness did when he went to Sheffield Wednesday. I know they're in completely different positions.
Yeah.
But, 4 or 5 months in League One or League Two, if you can score 10, 15 goals, big if, but that confidence might go through the roof type of thing. And you don't know, it might be like having a brand new player coming back to us then. So is an interesting situation to be in, and obviously it's for those with the powers that be to decide all that stuff. Is just I'm looking forward to him coming back. It'll be interesting to see, like you said, the balance of the squad on Thursday, mixture of youngsters and should we say senior members of the squad then. So I think Ethan Olvarth will probably have a game. Will Fish will probably have a game. Joe Bagan potentially, because I know he has played a few games this year, but I probably think you'll probably start.
Do you think Perry NG plays?
I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because obviously he's coming back from injury as well. It'd be interesting to see if he plays him at right back or centre back, to be honest. I know the under-21's captain is probably going to be involved, and he comes really highly thought of. So that'll be interesting. I would like to see Capaccio involved as well.
100%.
Because obviously, again, he's been highly thought of, and there's been lots of positive things to say about him. But, it's going to be a difficult game away against Sheffield United on a horrible Thursday night, freezing cold. But, it could be a night for the youngsters. They're all going out there with a point to prove. They all want to try and get, the manager to be looking at them. And, they're all, with games like that, they're all playing for their future, I think. A good performance can go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely right. And let's make no mistake about it. Sheffield United will be very much changed as well, mate. They've got promotion on their forefront of their minds. So I don't think they'll be going balls deep with their selection. I don't think it'll be Sheffield United's. I don't think it'll be nowhere near Sheffield United's first team selection that plays.
No, I think they're struggling a lot. I think they've got quite a lot of injuries as well, Sheffield United. So it'll be interesting. But I would imagine they would use a lot of their, development and youngsters as well, to be fair.
And slightly off topic, do you think, selections like this for teams, and we're obviously talking openly about Cardiff selection, do you think this devalues the FA Cup, that, teams like us, Cardiff, like Sheffield United, we are...
I just think it's become the norm now, haven't it? It's become the norm over the last 10, 15 years now, whereby, the competition is treated more like, the League Cup was predominantly doing this before the FA Cup then, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But now both cups are kind of go down the same route, to be honest. They're both used to play youngsters or players who are not playing in league games or, Champions League games and things. So I just think the love for the FA... I used to love the FA Cup. You'd have a game on, like, BBC or ITV on a Saturday, one on a lunchtime, then on a Sunday, perhaps. And it was just the magic of the FA Cup. You'd always be, cheering for the underdog teams like Boreham Wood against somebody, or do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just like random teams you've never heard of before against, Championship or even Premiership teams. And it's just not the same anymore for me. And that's my personal opinion.
I agree.
But and like Cardiff playing the third round of an FA Cup on a Thursday night, I just think is all to do with money and broadcasting rights and try and get as many games on the tally as you can. So I understand that. But, for fans having to travel up to Sheffield United, you look at the three, we've had three fairly, lengthy away trips over, since Boxing Day. It's just... it's hard, and full respect to everyone that travels to games, it's not the cheapest thing to do in the world, but, nothing but respect to it. I try and go to, maybe 3 or 4 a season, but, I just couldn't do every single one. I just couldn't afford to do every single one.
No, that's it. And, absolutely, you bang on, mate, and massive credit to him, and I have no doubt there'll be a good following that goes up on Thursday as well, in fairness. But, it's just wild. And then you talk about the League Cup then as well. and then I caught the start of the Newcastle Arsenal game just now, and they got their full strength teams out. It's semi-finals now, but they got their full strength teams out. But like obviously in the earlier rounds, they're all playing the academy players, the fringe players, and things like that. And when they think they got a chance, they actually put their full strength teams out. And I just think, of course, there's a big chance of silverware now, but I just think it's a bit of a kick in the dick there as well for.
I still like a run in the FA Cup because you've always got that chance or opportunity. I know it's a very slim chance, but we've done it in the past. 2008 FA Cup. Obviously, we got to the League Cup final as well. So there's opportunities there. You get the right draw type of thing. But if I'm completely honest now, I think I'd rather concentrate on trying to get out to the shit we're in the league.
Yeah.
And if we can develop some youngsters along the way, then great.
Last one on selection before it slips my mind completely. Ruben Colwell, do you think he has any part to play tomorrow? I keep saying tomorrow, Thursday.
I wouldn't.
No.
I know he's come under a bit of flack of late from some fans, and I just think it's unjust, really. I think he's a great player, and I'm a real big fan of him. I know he played up front against Middlesbrough on Saturday. Didn't think he had the greatest game. Didn't think he'd had the worst game in the world, to be honest. But fair play to him for, the manager asked him to do a job and he went and done it. I don't think he looked comfortable in that position, and it's not a position I think he's going to play many more games in, if I'm completely honest. But he done it, and that's all you can ask of a player is if a manager asks you to do something, yeah, I'll do it for you. I think he's got loads of potential, but we can't keep saying the same things. Yeah, he's got loads of potential because it seems to be going. We seem to be saying the same thing all the time with him. I just think he needs a couple of quick players either side of him, perhaps, because he does give us moments of magic, and I just think sometimes he can hold on to that ball a little bit too long. Whereby if he had a little bit of pace either side, he can put balls in behind and things. And I think he would really benefit from having two wide players with extreme pace, to be fair.
Interesting.
What's your thoughts? Do you think he'll have a game time?
I think he will, mate. I think he'll be on the bench. I don't think he starts. For example, I know that Paul's put up a lineup here, which I'll jump to in a second. But I think that I don't think NG starts. I think he'll be on the bench. But I don't think Ruben starts. But I do think he'll be on the bench as well. I've got a feeling. I think that he'll be used in some capacity tomorrow. Oh, for fuck's sake, Thursday. I keep thinking we're still on Wednesday. That's the problem, isn't it? Thursday, I do think he'll be used in some capacity on Thursday. Whether I'm happy with that, I don't know. It remains to be seen, if and when he's called upon, if that's the case. But I do think he'll be one of the few first teamers that'll be in and around that squad on Thursday, personally, mate. Jonathan says here, Ruben needs minutes. Robinson made the position his own lately. So yeah, that's my thought point behind it. I don't think he will start, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But I do think he'll be in and around our squad. John says as well, not happy Barton isn't picked. I don't know a great deal about this young man, if I'm honest, mate. Do you know much about this young lad, Barton?
Not a great deal, but I know he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. But obviously, it's completely different level, and we've seen that with Reindorf. And I know we haven't really seen a great deal of him, but Reindorf again was banging the goals in for fun, left, right, and centre for the 21s. And I know we haven't really seen him at a consistent, he hasn't had consistent performances to obviously showcase his abilities, really. We've seen little glimpses of him here and there, but there's no doubt this Barton lad has got potential again. But, this thing on Thursday now is all part of his development, and then it's all about having games like that, experience like that, that's going to help him develop and hopefully, work on becoming even better, really. So these are the ideal games for that, I believe.
So Jonathan says he's a pacey winger. Jeff follows up with Barton played today. So, if he's playing today, it's very unlikely he's going to get minutes on Thursday.
But you don't know, youngsters. It all depends.
Yeah, true.
Cardiff, you might have a run for 30 minutes off the bench. I don't know how long he did play today.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff, you know how long he played, mate. Reindorf's injured still. I'm not entirely sure when he's back. Another one that Paul mentions here is we could take Daniola. He's another promising young lad. So it's another one that could be getting minutes. His team that he mentioned earlier, just want to bring it up here if I may. So he's gone Hovarth, Bagan, Darland. I'm not too sure about Darland. And Fish, Capaccio, Tanner, Lola, Atete, Ashford. I'm not going to begin to try and butcher that name. And Rawls. Do you want to take a stab at that name? Nyakua, is it? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Just call him Nye.
I think my settee just levitated then when I said that. So I don't know a great deal about that young man, but I don't think Darland's going to be in amongst it. Raz is a good shout. He's just coming back from injury. Again, he could be one of those senior players who's in and around that team tomorrow. Could start potentially do half the game possibly. So yeah, Jonathan says. So I know I'm jumping about. Excuse me, sorry. John says under 21s today, half the team is missing the rest of the players they want. Oh Christ, Naya Kua played today, so again. Read that to what you like, whether you play on Thursday is another thing. So you just put that up about Andrew.
I did, mate, yeah.
Oh, well done. Good boy. So should we, before we start doing quiz time, should we do predictions for Thursday?
Yeah. Before we do predictions, I don't even know the crack with the FA Cup now. Did they scrap replays now? Do they go straight to
replays are dead, but
so do they do extra time now, or do they go straight to penalties?
I got a feeling go straight to pens. Rhys Evans, if he's in a chat,
yeah, he'll tell us now.
Come on, Rhys.
What's the crack with the FA Cup now?
Jeff is a bit of a Rhys Evans, in fairness, so he could tell us. Well, and John as well, Pence. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis is getting a regular now, and he's always involved and getting involved. So yes, John, you found your feet next to no time, but happy days.
Rhys Evans says extra time.
Oh, there's a bit of conflict, but yeah.
Fight!
Have a fight. See who's best.
Who's the top fan? Mr. Google. Right. Talk about your predictions, sec. Ain't I'll be 2 seconds now, mate.
I'm gonna go 1-0 and we lose 2-1. If it is extra time, we lose 2-1 in extra time, or we lose on penalties. What is everybody in the chat's thoughts about Thursday? Get your comments in, scores. We'll have a little look. Paul's gone for a 3-1 loss. Is the performance important on Thursday, or is the performance more important than the result? There's a question I'll put to Rob now as well. Is the performance more important than the result on Thursday. Bearing in mind, obviously, there's going to be a lot of youngsters playing.
See, the thing is with this, my head says result. My heart says 4 months.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't care how scrappy it is. I couldn't give a shit if some of these players don't play their best, as long as we get a result. But I don't know whether I'm supposed to think differently and think, as long as these kids do well and all that, like we did when we played, was it Southampton in the League Cup game? And the players did very, very well. The young lads did. It's the result that matters to me, mate. That's all that matters. I don't care how we do it. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm the same as you. Before I go on anymore, is this the Andrew? This could very well be the Andrew who won the competition on Monday. Andrew, can you confirm that you entered the competition on the Cardiff City phone-in on Monday, because you are the lucky winner of 1 month's membership to Cardiff City World?
How can he prove he was? How can he prove he was the winner?
I don't know, but it's not my decision anyway. It's Simon's, and Simon's got the membership to dish out. So he just told me to find Andrew, and I found one Andrew. So my job's done now.
Yeah, it's well, Andrew boy. It is him. Well done, mate.
I'm more under the thing that I'm not really worried about the result, but it'll be nice to see some of the youngsters get minutes on the pitch and some experience of playing senior football, really. With a view, obviously, to us maybe using some of them in other fixtures between now and the end of the season, really. So, yes, I'm not too worried about the result, really, or having a cup run. Like I said earlier, I'd rather concentrate now on the league. But if it means, we can have a run against Sheffield United and maybe, be lucky enough to get through that one, and maybe the next round, at least it's giving our youngsters and our fringe players minutes on the pitch, because, some of them have, like the Will Fish then, for example. Christ, you've probably counted the minutes he's had on the field the last couple of months on one hand, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking forward to seeing him out there on Thursday as well.
100%. I was going to say something. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, did you do a score prediction?
Yeah, 1-1.
And then
lose on penalties if it's penalties. Otherwise, we lose in extra time.
Fucking hell, you negative shit. I'm going to go 2-1 Cardiff.
CEO and Gutas to score.
No, Gutas won't be in the squad. CEO to come on the 80th minute to head home a winner. No, I will go 2-1. I think Cardiff will do them. I do genuinely think Cardiff will win. And I think Kieran Tete scores. That's what I think, personally. And I'd love it if that happened. I feel like I got more chances.
It'd be nice for him to come back and have a goal straight away, wouldn't it?
Oh, 100%, mate. It would do the lad the world of good. The confidence. Yeah. It'd be fantastic for him. And, I think those travelling up would literally blow his mind with the love for him as well for it. So, but we'll see.
It'd be interesting to see how many do travel up on Thursday, really, because it'll be the hardcore fans that go up, won't it? It'll be difficult one, especially with it being a scruffy Thursday night. If it was a Saturday or a Sunday, it's completely different. But I just think it's so unfair to expect fans to travel to an FA Cup game on a Thursday bloody night.
It's ridiculous, mate. Stupid. Anyway, enough about that. Who's ready for quiz night, baby?
Let's have a little look at it.
So I've got quite a few questions. So we'll just see how we go. We'll say 10. But see how we go. If it drags on too long or ends too quickly, I got a few more in the bank. So where's that first one? Got it written down. So like I said earlier, yes, this is Cardiff City World, and it is predominantly Cardiff City related. However, it's the FA Cup, so unlucky ducky. There's no rules here. It's all FA Cup based, all teams involved. So, without further ado, question number 1. And I can provide.
Yeah, it's got to be multiple choice. I haven't got a Scooby chance in hell otherwise.
Yeah. All right, we'll see how you go on first, and I'll provide some afterwards. Let's go. On the 18th of January 2005, third round of the FA Cup, Liverpool's Jimmy Traore scored a comical own goal to knock Liverpool out of the FA Cup against which team?
Tranmere Rovers.
Do you want me to give you some clues first of all, then?
I don't mind, but
we'll go multiple choice straight away. So, Cardiff City, Bradford City, Barnsley, or Burnley?
Barnsley, I'll go for.
Okay, Rhys says Arsenal. That wasn't one of the choices, so unlucky, Rhys.
Taking your first answer.
Yeah. Paul says Sheffield United. What else we got? Jonathan says Burnley. What do you say?
Newcastle are 2-0 up. I went Barnsley.
John says Burnley. Jeff says Burnley. Rhys says Burnley. I said Arsenal for the choices. Give it a couple of seconds, and I know there's loads of people in here, but Andrew says Burnley. Paul says Burnley.
Newcastle are 2-0 up against the Gunners as well.
Who scored the second? Do you know? I know Isak scored the first. Gordon. The answer is, in fact, Burnley. Well done, all who got it right. Unlucky Angel, you lose.
It's not about. It's just about taking part and having fun, but
that's what losers say, mate. Which team was the first to win the FA Cup at the at Cardiff's Millennium Stadium?
Ooh.
Principality Stadium, whatever you want to call it these days. I ain't giving choices on this because I think this one's quite easy.
Quite easy. You're all right, dude.
Just read it out again. Which team was the first to win the FA Cup at Cardiff's Millennium Stadium?
It's got to be one of the top 3.
You turned your comments off, by the way.
What's that?
Turned your comments off, yeah?
No.
Don't cheat then.
I'm not cheating, but
loads of answers.
I'll say Man United.
So Jess says Liverpool, Graham says Liverpool, Rhys says United. Didn't they beat Millwall? And Paul says Liverpool. Not sure if Andrew's still playing along. Andrew says Arsenal. So the Liverpool were white. So the answer is Liverpool. Liverpool beat Arsenal 2-1 in the 2001 final, courtesy of 2 Michael Owen goals within the last 10 minutes. Well done to most of you.
What year? Does it say what year that was?
Yes, mate. It was 2001. I'm lying to you. It was 2001. Sorry, 2001.
24 years ago, like bonkers, isn't it?
So, next one then. What was the name of the company who became the first sponsors of the FA Cup?
Oh, bloody hell.
I like that. I like this question a lot.
Have we got multiple choice options for this or not really?
No. I can mix them up if you want. I don't
Paul
have
says
any options.
Carlsberg. I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo, but wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo.
We'll see how these go a minute. and then I'll come up
I was
with...
thinking Littlewoods, but then was Littlewoods, I was thinking more of the League Cup. But that's the first thing that come into my brain was Littlewoods.
Carlsberg FA Cup, the Durex FA Cup. It's not that type of show, Graham.
That's on a Monday night for members only, then, types of shows.
But I'm all for it, though. The Greg's FA Cup. Little word. FA Cup. This is getting out of hand now. Right. What we got? So we got Carlsberg, Littlewoods, Durex, Viagra, Greg, Little Blue Pill. Right. What'd you go for range?
I didn't have a clue, but...
Well, what was your first thing you thought of?
Littlewoods, Andrew, when Andrew mentioned it.
It is indeed Littlewoods. Littlewoods sponsored the FA Cup from 94 to 95 and then from 97 to 1998. Well done, Bat.
Well
Next
done,
question.
Andrew. Well done, Paul.
All right, here we go. They're still going. Babe Station FA Cup, OnlyFans FA Cup. Right. Next one. I don't know what number this is, but who cares? The Cup final of 2003 was won by a single goal. Who scored it? I will give you some clues in this one if you want.
Yeah, I'll have the clues.
So we'll go with...
what was it? Just tell us the teams who involved. Who was involved?
That's fine. Yeah, okay, we'll do that then. I won't give you any other answers, any clues. This is Arsenal against Southampton.
Freddie Ljungberg.
Rhys says Ronaldo.
I don't even know if that's his time.
Never mind. Oh, Will Toes. David Seaman. Bergkamp.
What a player he was, mind.
Oh, I love Dennis Bergkamp, mate.
Unreal.
I love Dennis Bergkamp. When I was a kid, I always tried. Remember that goal he scored against Newcastle when he took the touch and flicked it around? Always trying to back that as a kid.
He was different gravy, wasn't he?
Rhys says the late Jose Antonio Reyes. What else are you waiting for?
What did I say? The late? He's brown bread, is he?
Yeah, mate. He died. Must have been... Christ, must be a good 4 or 5 years ago now. He died in a car crash in Spain. I think it was in Spain. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jeff says Seal. Paul says Henri. John Davis says Overmars. Yeah, car crash. That's right. Yeah, it was sad. Really sad. What did you say you said?
Freddie Ljungberg.
So, we don't actually have a correct answer. It was, in fact, Robert Pires.
Another good French player.
Yeah, quality. What we got next? Okay, that's a good one. So, in 2011, the FA Cup campaign, League One's Notts County, played Manchester City away in the 4th round. Which Premier League side did they beat to get there? I can give you, John, some multiple choice on that.
No, let the guys in the chat have a go first.
All right.
It's all about the guys in the chat. Don't worry about me.
I never do.
What Premiership team did Notts County beat?
Yeah, so that they played Manchester City away in the 4th round.
What year was that? 2011.
2011, mate. So, Notts County in 2011 beat a Premier League team in the 3rd round to go on to play Manchester City. They didn't beat Manchester City, but they beat a Premier League team to get there. That make sense?
Don't even know if Sunderland were in there in 2011, but I'm going to go for Sunderland.
Any reason behind Sunderland?
Because somebody said Newcastle, so I thought, fuck it, I'll go for the red and white.
Jonathan says Newcastle, Jeff, Everton, Newcastle again. Wait for a couple more. Any more? Sheffield United. Waiting anyone else? Is that it? I think that's it, mate, isn't it? Graham says Palace. That's a good shout. It was, in fact, and I swear he's Googled this, Sunderland.
No way.
Honest to God.
Oh, my kid's life.
I swear to God, mate.
My kid's life.
Sunderland lost 2-1 at home to Notts County, beating them at the Stadium of Light, but then they lost away to 5-0 to Manchester City.
I'll take that all day.
Oh, mate, that's quality. Let's do a couple more in. Oh, fucking hell. It's too far away. Where's it going? Okay, so going back in time a little bit. 1991. This saw the infamous Gaza Challenge, but which player scored a sensational free kick? Fucking hell, put my teeth back in, Rob. Gaza Challenge, but which player scored a sensational free kick for the eventual losers that year? Do you want me to read it out again? I'll put my teeth back in this time.
Yeah, go on.
So in 1991, saw the infamous Gaza Challenge, but which player scored a sensational free kick for the eventual losers that year?
Gary Lineker. I don't know.
Rhys says the Met Police, or was that in response to the last question?
Yeah, I think so.
I can give you some. Yeah,
what was the teams involved, but
Forest against Spurs. Let me know if you want some.
Rhys David Evans, love that.
I'll give you some multiple choice because there's some wild guesses flying about. So we got Steve Stone, Gary Lineker, Stuart Pearce, or David Howells. Jimmy says Gaza.
I'm sticking with Gary Lineker, but I think you said that as an option just because I said it, because you couldn't think of anybody else.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Rhys's shout to it. I don't even know who won the FA Cup that year, so it could be, I don't know. But thinking of people who take free kicks, if it was Forest who lost, I would say Stuart Pearce. I had a left foot on in mine.
Psycho.
I like the free kicks, didn't like a penalty.
That's just typical England, mate. So we got. So since I've given the multiple choices, we got Pearce, Stones, Pearce. And what do you say you went with? You go Gary Lineker?
I said Gary Lineker, but that was just a thing. But I would say Stuart Pearce.
Right.
Andrew, I'm going to put the email in the chat, mate, for you to contact Simon for your membership.
Any logo? Has Rhys been on the wine this evening? Has he? Stupid is. Stephen Morgan.
After some of the comments he put in the WhatsApp group earlier, but I think he's probably is on the wine now.
So it was in fact Stuart Pearce. Pierce struck a phenomenal free kick into the roof of the goal for Nottingham Forest against Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs, however, came away winners and won 2-1. The game was remembered for an appalling challenge by Spurs midfielder Paul Gascoigne on Forest defender Gary Charles. So there we are. Someone said about Stewart as well, by the way. Who was that to? I swear someone mentioned Paul Stewart. Or have I completely dreamed that?
Yeah, you dreamt it.
Yeah, Paul says about him. Fair play to him. Good shout, mate. Paul Stewart equalised the free kick before an own goal by Des Walker. So fair play. He was involved. So we'll do a couple more then, mate, before we start wrapping it up.
No problem.
So I think this is quite an easy one, I will say.
Easy for you to say.
On the 3rd of January 2010, a third round clash between Premiership side Manchester United and League One side Leeds United saw the Red Devils lose 1-0. Who was the only scorer of that game?
No idea. Lee Sharp.
What, 2010?
Maybe not then. 2010. Remember right back for Leeds, I always used to love him. Gary Kelly.
Yeah, it was after that time, mate.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, he used to be... That's what I remember him. Gary Kelly, right back. Ian Hart, left back. Was it Lucas Radaby? Was it a centre half?
Yeah, South Africa, money.
Yeah, what a player. And then
had some decent players over the years, Leeds. Remember
Nigel
that goal Tony Yeboah scored? I'm sure that was against Liverpool. Was that against Liverpool?
I think it was, mate. That was absolutely worldy. Who we got?
Bamford and Beckford seems to be the most common answers there.
Yeah, I think we're all in a week. Paul says Beckford. John says Beckford. Paul says Beckford. Alan Clark for Jeff. Paul says Dan James. I think Dan James was probably born there, mate. Well, yeah, probably was actually. It was, in fact, Jermaine Beckford. On the back of that season, then that's when he got his move to Everton. So we'll do the last one then, kids. Should we go? Should we make it easy or hard?
Up to you, but surprise us.
All right, then. Do you know what? This is one of my favourite FA Cup moments of all time, this is, so we'll go with this to finish off. Chelsea won the Cup in 1997 with a goal inside the first minute of the game.
Roberto Di Matteo.
The fastest Cup final goal in history. What do you go with?
Roberto Di Matteo. Is it? Is that his name? Something like that.
That is a person's name. You are correct. That is somebody's name. Well done.
Scored after like 45 seconds.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, so Paul says Di Matteo, Rhys says Di Matteo. Andrew says Di Matteo. I feel like I finished on an easy one this time around, haven't I?
Well, for me to have it on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, it's pissing.
Yeah. Di Matteo is the manager. Well, that's good. I don't know what he's doing these days. Di Matteo, is he still coaching?
I don't know. I'll have a little look.
Yeah, do that.
Talk about how people can become members, but if they want to.
And employees.
Obviously, lots of people have joined over the last couple of days and week or so. The members are going from strength to strength. So really appreciate everybody who has signed up over the last couple of weeks, and obviously the ones who've been with us longer. So your support is very much appreciated, guys. Thank you.
Jeff says running a pizza house in Rome. Well, that's very stereotypical of coming from an Irishman, Jeff.
Looking at probably the most unreliable source on the internet, Wikipedia, I don't think he's done anything since he left Aston Villa in 2016, or it hasn't been updated since then anyway. I didn't realise he was born in Switzerland, though.
What?
He was born in Switzerland to Italian parents.
Well, I never. Oh, see, that's a question for another time.
There you go. You've learned something now today.
Do you know what? We've all this with today. Every day's school day. No, also we'll start to wrap up shortly, but thank you all so much for joining. It's so lovely to see so many people in green in the chat. Oh, like Ian said at the start of the show, without you guys, we can't do it. So I can't do it. So no, thank you so much. For the price.
I am gonna put that email address back in the chat as well. I know I've done it earlier for. Let me see if I can. There it is. If anybody does want to join our WhatsApp group as well, guys, get in touch with Sai and he can send you the link for the WhatsApp group. But yes, you're all welcome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we got a nice little community going amongst ourselves. We started, for those of you who are new to this, to ourselves, we started the group chat around pre-COVID time. Well, was it pre-COVID when we started?
Well, probably just as COVID was kicking off, wasn't it, I suppose. That's where Sai really got balls deep into it all. And it just seems a lifetime ago now, really, to be honest, which is not a bad thing, really, because that was a terrible time, really. But it was what kept us all sane, really, I suppose. I was looking forward to the podcast he was doing with Andy Campbell at the time, Kev McNaughton, when he saw it was, it was good. It was good. That's 100%. A good, nice comment. I am obviously because of work this morning. I haven't been able to catch the one he done on for the members, the rumor mill. So that'll be interesting to have a catch up on that now after the show tonight. So again, that's only accessible for members only. A new show Sai put out this morning. So
yeah, those are the days. Just don't hear from any of them anymore. No. And those of you who's new to watching a Flower Hour, I know it's not been on that often recently for one reason or another. So we basically, as you've obviously noticed already, it's a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled. We like to do a quiz, do a bit of preview, reviews, etc. I do when I can, and when people reply to me, I do like to get guests on our show as well. We've been quite successful in that. I think.
We'd have to get our heads together now, but over the next couple of weeks and see if we can try and pester next to come on. But it's
100%, mate. I've slid into a few DMs over the last few days, so I'm hoping that we can nail someone down soon. Even if it's a recurring one, we've got a lot of friends of the show now. I like to think.
And again, if there's anybody in the chat who knows of anybody who knows someone, and they think they might be up for it, get in touch. That email again was there. Let's put that email back up again. Where's it to?
Oh, what are you doing now? Did you post that sticker to me this morning?
What sticker?
You didn't do it?
What sticker?
You're lying to me.
I'm not lying to you, bud.
Someone put a sticker through my door this morning,
Yeah.
and it said on it, I love it, by the way. I'm wondering where I'm going to stick it. There's a sticker. It says, "Rhythm is a dancer. Carlin is the answer."
No, it weren't me, bud.
Was it not?
No.
I genuinely don't know where it's come from. Someone is like, it's not coming in an envelope or nothing like that. Someone has literally come to my house and posted through the door. I don't know where it's come from.
That's faulty.
So if you know anyone who sent that, maybe it was Carlin. They've seen on my recycling.
It's got to be one of the, either that or one of the parents from the football.
Yeah. It's one of the, it's the Carlin sponsors. They've seen all my cans outside waiting for my recycling to be picked up by That's a different story.
Happy days. Happy days.
When Johnny was in traveling out of Cardiff for that. Right. What we got coming up in Ainge? What's Sai got coming up? I can't even remember.
Sai has got obviously the preview, I believe, tomorrow evening. Thursday is obviously the game. Friday, I think Sai is doing the break. He'll probably do the breakdown, or he'll do the review of the game on Thursday evening, and then me and Rhys are back as normal on Saturday. As long as Rhys is okay with that. Rhys, if you can confirm that in the chat. Are you happy just to do our... Obviously, we haven't got a game on Saturday, but we can just do our bit talking about Cardiff, talking about the performance on Thursday night.
Yeah, good show.
And we'll be back then next week, my friend.
100%. And prior to the Fleur Hour back next week, join us on next Monday as well. Excuse me, sorry. In some shape or form, we'll have the return of the patron show as well. So, again, with our email, I know it's the Cardiff City World email, but, if you have any suggestions for conversations, or message us directly if there's anything you want to talk about. Like I said, the patron show, I love the patron show because it's just talk whatever you want to talk about. If it's Cardiff sound, football sound, anything at all, it isn't going to be football related in the slightest or sport related in the slightest. So I just read the comments as they come in now, and it's just cracking.
Yeah, and people who are not in the WhatsApp group are not going to have a clue what we're on about, or they're not going to have a clue what people are on about in the chat. So you need to get into the WhatsApp group, guys. So
I'm just saying. Long story short is Rhys has a type which turns out to be Mexican lady boys. So
we won't judge. We don't judge on this show.
Hey, mate, we're all human. We don't judge. We're all friends here. And I support you, Rhys. And I back you. And I wish you good luck in your future endeavors with your Mexican shim. So, on that note, is there one thing left to say, Mr. Matthew Angel?
Up a flower.
Up a flower, baby.